There you go. Bit of finishing needed. And the two panels are done. Okay, it's now time to do another piece which is specific to the cabriolet. This is the cover for the hood mechanism. The first thing you want to do is take off the seat buckle retainer clip, 2 simple screws, and you want to remove the tacks. Now on this one, on the other side I've already done it, so that's fine. You want to position your piece to make sure all the sides are going to fold nicely over so that you're not going to be short anywhere. And then as usual you apply some glue, allow it to get a little bit tacky, and you can then position the piece. Now what you want to do is simply lay it down. You're going to put your hand in the middle and then apply a little bit of tension towards the sides. Turn it around, and then from the middle outward you slide across. So now it's nicely positioned. At this point you apply a little bit of glue to the edges. An area of attention is always the inside corner. Now in this particular example, you've got an inside corner to finish here. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a 45-degree cut with your scissors, just short of the corner. So roughly about 1/4 of an inch short of the corner. And then you're in a position to pull the material in and fold it over the side. Always using the same double thumb technique to force this sharp fold so that you can then take the scissors and cut off the excess material. Once you're happy with the position, you want to say hi to the camera now? This is my mom coming in wanting me to fix something. Well, I'm instructing you how to install your carpet set. So what you want to do now is these edges, you want to staple them down. And then you're done. Okay, after the A-post panel has been recovered, it can be screwed into place. I think it attaches with just 2 screws at the level of the A-post. A practical trick to identify where the screw should go is to apply a very thin screw driver that you can push through the hole, and then you can find the hole on the other side with, to match up the 2 holes essentially. Like Robin is demonstrating now. So he aligns the screw on the A-post with the screw on the cover, or the hole on the cover. And once they're nicely aligned, it's easy to get your screw straight in. Robin is now going to show you how to fit the rear quarter area. This is the piece that will go in on the right hand side. It's a bit difficult to see on the picture, but essentially the top end needs to align with the top of the sheet metal, and there's one area that goes underneath the mechanism of the top, as you can see on this shot. Okay, I'm going to walk around to show you exactly how the piece was installed, because it was a bit difficult to see with Robin's back facing towards the camera. But essentially the way you do this is you first push the piece backward and you work it under the bow which connects the soft top. Then you work it forward and you work it underneath the B pillar here, and you work it underneath this plastic cap. Then you work it down, and then you cut away the excess. The only thing you really want to make sure of is that these pieces are nicely covered, because that's the only piece which is going to be visible. The rest is going to be covered with the cover panel. Now remember, this piece is only here for the convertible. It does not exist for the coupe or the Targa. It is now time to work on the door pockets. The first thing you want to do is remove all the tacks which hold the carpet onto the door pocket itself. Now as you do this, make sure that you're careful, because if you tear it open you might damage your door pocket. I've taken a bit of a head start. I've already removed all the tacks on this one. So this is a clean piece. I can put it on the carpet. I position it on the door carpet piece, getting ready for installation. Now the key thing to get this right is to make sure that you first glue the top band of the door pocket, both on the door pocket and on the carpet. Once that's done, what you want to do is make sure that you glue the piece flush with the edge of the door pocket. The way to do this is to ensure that the stitching, which holds the flap, is roughly 5-6 millimeters underneath the edge of the door pocket, or say a quarter of an inch. Now what I'm going to do is make sure it gets tacky first. Once it's tacky, I'm going to begin by attaching it on these edges. These are the critical edges you want to get right. The rest will fall normally into place relatively easily. So, as you can see, I'm following the edge, respecting the 6 millimeter distance of the stitching towards the edge of the door pocket. I make sure to apply a little bit of pressure to get a nice straight line. And I work my way from this corner backward. Not too much pressure, there's no need for that. Just a little bit, just enough to get a nice straight edge. There you have it. Nice and straight, even spacing of the stitching towards the edge. Now you'll notice I've made on the edge of the door pocket, I've made this two-way cut so that the corner exactly falls flush with the corner of the door pocket. I've already glued it in and let it dry. So what you now want to do is pull this over so that it tacks nicely. And then you can observe that I've got this first flap. I'm going to cut off this carpet material. I've done the same on the other side. I'm not sure if you can see it. I've got this flap covering the inside edge. So the top flap can now be pulled over entirely. Okay, it's now time to glue the top flap on. I've just, as you can see, I've just applied some glue here on the center section, because you want to start at the center section. The glue I've used is a polyurethane glue. It provides a stronger bond. And although it's possible with standard glue, it's better to use the stronger one here. Now, when you want to start at this particular edge, at this edge, you pull it over, not too strong, but just enough to get a nice smooth angle on this piece. And then you move over to this side. You tack it in. Apply an even stretch so that you get a good finish. Now you want to make a little cut with your scissors so that you can fold this piece over and then continue. Once this is in, you can glue in the other sides and complete. This is the time to glue the lower edge of the door pocket. I've cut off the excess material, leaving a flap of around 2 centimeters or 1 inch. allow the glue to dry a little bit, and as usual you start from the center, work it around. Use your thumbs to sharpen up these this material excess so you can easily cut it away. And you work your way to the other side. Then you work your way around the edge to cut off all the excess. And your door pocket is ready. Once your flap is over the other edge, you're finishing it off with a couple of tacks. To make sure it stays in position.
Maintenant j'ai fait l'installation du door pocket. Et en fait c'est très facile, très simple. On doit chercher d'abord la guide que se trouve ici en bas des poignées de main. Le trou est là. Et ce qu'on fait c'est simplement de chercher le guide. Une fois qu'on cherche le guide, le door pocket ça va entrer juste. Il y avait le à genoux, on appuie mais pas trop fort. Et nous avons ici un vis qui va le visser ici. Il y a un trou. Et une fois qu'on vise le door pocket ça ne va pas tomber parce qu'elle a déjà vissé ici. Et on peut continuer par exemple avec les 3 vis qui se trouvent ici. Ici on va à votre pocket. Et 2 vis de chaque côté.
Okay, Robin is now going to position the lower rear bulkhead piece. Again, position the piece first, so that you're comfortable with covering everything. There are 2 critical lines here. One is this one. On the tunnel bulge you want to make sure you get a nice smooth edge, and on the sides you want to make sure it evens out and covers the lower rear quarter pieces. Start with the edge around the tunnel bulge, fix the edge, and then work your way down and to the sides. Make sure that the outer edges are covering the lower rear quarters, as you can see. Yeah. Scissors coming up. Robin's going to make some cuts around the cover plate that gives access to the gear linkage to make sure you can push and glue it all the way down. Work it towards the outer edge to remove all the folds. And same on the other side. Once the rear quarter cover over the convertible mechanism has been retrimmed, you can now install it. First, it requires you to put the speaker into position, attach the speaker or connect the wires, and then position the piece.